Hello and thanks for staying with us. This is another episode of Business Trends, our financial news magazine program here on Galaxy Television. I am Tolu Ajayi. On the show today, we start with the Association of Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria, APCON, who on Wednesday listed recipes for a stronger naira and a more stable exchange rate in 2018. Aminu Gwadabe, president of APCON, said the recipes were agreed at a meeting of the operators in Lagos. Gwadabe urged the Central Bank of Nigeria to ensure the convergence of deposit money bank rates and that of the BDCs for healthy competition. This would achieve a stronger naira. He also called for the deepening of the BDC scope of operations by allowing them to transact on SME remittances. Here is the report. The Association of Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria, APCON, on Wednesday listed recipes for a stronger naira and a more stable exchange rate in 2018. President of the association, Aminu Gwadabe, represented by the National Treasurer, Gbadamosi Murtala, said the challenges faced by BDCs are enormous. Some of the operators urged the CBN to ensure the convergence of deposit money bank rates and that of the BDCs for a healthy competition that would achieve a stronger naira.
Minimal review so that if we get out of this very stress and recession we are passing through, we wouldn't mind to be paying the 50,000 I we have to take out.
Discrepancy in the market and is empowering some people in an unofficial way, and while we are here, we are suffering. I think CBN needs to address that.
CBN goal is actually for rate convergence. So even if they keep reducing the rate they give to us, their goal is that we converge with the new rate. So
the National Treasurer, Gbadamosi Murtala, shared the essence of the meeting.
In looking forward to this year now, I pray that the whole markets, international whole market, should be stable like it's stable, so that the inflow of the forex will aid the stability to continue. Likewise, the IMTOS that we are using as a means of giving dollars to the public, if that one is stabilized, I believe the exchange rate will be stabilized. But the issue of multiple rates is a thing we'll be discussing with the CBN that it's not helping a lot of companies to plan the way they're supposed to plan. Because if company A gets a waiver, company B is not getting waiver, bearing in mind they are producing the same thing, there will be problem in the market for the investors. So we are imploring the CBN, who are the custodian of exchange rate management, they should work towards a single exchange rate that will favor the economy as a whole.
But Amosi said the convergence of BDC and bank rates will help mitigate negative margins being experienced by BDCs.
At which they are given the commercial banks is 358. We were given at 360. And we were made to sell the same thing, the same product to the public. Like for instance, PTA, these banks sell the product, the BDA sell the product. The school fees is the same thing we are selling, the same thing they are selling. But they are giving them preferential treatment. In view of that, it's giving our members disadvantage to operate in the market. We are operating at a loss. So that's why we are calling the management of the CBN to look at this. Is very, very important. Otherwise, it will amount to another thing that we may not expect. It's not going to be by us, but the market will react. And by the time the market reacts, we don't pray for what we have seen last year.
According to him, the challenges, if not checked, will trigger a liquidity crisis that may derail the ongoing recovery of the naira against the dollar. Also discussed is review of the yearly license renewal, approval of additional forex disbursement centers in Port Harcourt, Maiduguri, Benin, and Ibadan, as well as company income tax and value-added tax payment for BDCs, among others. Welcome back. And finally on the show today, I'll bring you the concluding part of the interview we started on Friday with Okechukwu, an ICT expert and Executive Director, Business Services and Operations at Tennessee Professionals, as part of a review of the information and communications technology sector in 2017.
Now, how would you describe regulators' response to emerging or breaking issues as regards infrastructure and then quality of service?
Most of the banks, more than 90%, 99% of the banks are not even certified PCI DSS. You know, and banks in Nigeria have moved from PCI DSS to ISO, right? And who is driving all these things? It's the CBN. CBN has told them that you must do this, and if you don't do it, you'll be fine. So it is driving that that aspect of investment in IT for the banks. So for me, I think that CBN are doing great with respect to helping and making sure that the banks are doing what they're supposed to do. And you know, it cuts across. I mean, another example I'm going to give you is, you know, the banks at the point, if you enter a bank and you cough, they will charge you. If you get into a bank and you stretch your hands, they will charge you. So they are COT, they are OTI, they are every T, and a lot of transaction charges, right? You know, I open an account, you send me SMS to wish me happy birthday, and you still charge me for that SMS that you're sending to me to wish me happy birthday. Now, you know, there are a lot of charges, you know, before now, but thank God that CBN is coming down so hard on the banks to make sure that they eliminate all those unnecessary charges. And I think it's good for the customers. You know, so I think for the CBN, they are doing great. For NCC, I mean, maybe I don't have a lot of information, but I don't think they are doing as great as they should.
What are the emerging realities in the ICT sector that you think the government should key into?
Okay, the government, you know, ICT, technology is an enabler. So what it does is it helps people do things better, it helps people drive their business better, become more efficient, you know, save costs over time, and, you know, increase their revenue. Now, on what I think the government should do, right? That's your question.
Yes, sir.
To
key into the sector.
Okay, some of the trends that you think that government should key into
Exactly.
in the sector. The first is that the government should have a strong e-government strategy, right? Because, you know, IT is not about equipment. IT starts from having a concept. So if you want to invest in technology, you have a concept. If I want to achieve something, A, B, C, D, then with that concept, you now build a policy around it. So today, what is our e-government policy? Do you know the reason why Kenya has adopted IT at the government level more than Nigerian government is because Kenya had to, you know, automate all the interactions that the citizens are having with the government, and they have websites. I mean, when I was going to Kenya, I just logged on to their site and I was able to fill some forms and I got my visa. I didn't talk to anybody, I got my visa. Do you understand? So a lot of things in Kenya have been highly automated. So what it means is that you'll be forced to use IT. You'll be forced to log to their website to do what you're supposed to, because you want to change, you want to do something, you want to buy a land, you want to sell a land, you want to, all the government interaction and interfaces with the citizens are all automated. So they have a very strong e-government strategy. Government, I'm not sure we have any of that, right? So I think that the government should come up with e-government strategy. If they have, they should make it, they should let people know about it. Because if you have it and we don't know about it, we assume that you don't have it. Then if you have it, let's know about it, right? So I think that's even where I think the government should start, you know, from let them have an e-government strategy, right? And it will now drive other aspects. For example, let me give you an example. If I don't know the reason why, apart from biometrics reasons, you know, to capture my biometrics details, I don't know the reason why I should go to a passport office and spend a whole day because I want to get a passport. And you know, when you leave these things open, do you know what happens? You make room for fraud. And for the guys, they start charging. I mean, some of these things are you pay like 3 times the official price before you can get them. But if I can sit on my laptop and do everything and get it, you know, maybe after they can schedule a time for me. Come by 5 o'clock on Tuesday, 15 January 2018, and you do your. I will not forget. I will leave my office. Go at 5 o'clock. I will do it, and I will leave. Right. So the point is this: there are a lot of things that the government should connect to their IT e-government strategy, so that everybody, no matter whatever you are doing with the government, whether it is licensed, whether it's your general hospital, you have to go through the routes of technology. Once they do that, it will force people, because people don't like change. So it will force people to start adopting it. So I think the major thing the government should do is to have a viable e-government strategy and make it open to the public.
Now, what is Tennessee and what are your range of services?
All right, Tennessee is one of the leading ICT firms in Nigeria. Tennessee is a group. Right? We have Tennessee Holding. It's a group that we have a group structure. And under Tennessee Holding, the MD of the group is Mr. Kingsley Eze, a very brilliant serial entrepreneur, a great guy. I love him so much. Interestingly, he's my elder brother. You know, and he manages the Tennessee Group. Then under Tennessee Group, we have subsidiaries, which Tennessee Professional Services is one of them. Tennessee Professional Services is the IT arm of Tennessee Group. Then we have Ogene TV is an entertainment part of our group. So we focus on content development. We build content, we develop content, majorly classical content and classical and cultural content. We sell. We actually put them online and create traffic and then monetize it after a while. Then we also have the company we call Chloe. Chloe is our trading and manufacturing arm. So today we manufacture a couple of things from China, and we import them into Nigeria, right? The idea is that over time we're going to move from manufacturing in China to manufacturing in Nigeria. But for today, it's cheaper manufacturing in China, right? Because the cost of the labor cost of manufacturing is cheaper in China. We have a lot of dependencies in Nigeria that affect the manufacturing industry, like power and the rest of them, the cost of labor. So today we manufacture hygiene products in China, we bring them into Nigeria and we sell. Then we now have the oil and gas subsidiary, which is called Prologue. Prologue is purely an oil and gas arm of Tennessee Group that focuses on providing procurement and servicing oil servicing services for oil and gas companies. And we also have a company we call Obedadon. Right? Obedadon is our investment arm. So we use that we're investing into we want to invest in a bank, we want to invest in a company. Obedadon is the platform that we use to do that. Finally, we have a company called Private Estates. Private Estate is our real estate arm, right? Currently, we have a very massive project that we are doing in Enugu, 1,050 acres of land that we're developing. The conservative estimate of that project is about almost 70 billion naira, right? And I forgot to talk about Genesis. Genesis is a tech hub company. Yeah. So we actually use Genesis to help young people, put them up to IT and what they can do in the IT world and everything. So that's actually the length and breadth of Tennessee. And currently we have operations in Nigeria, we have operations in Ghana, in Nigeria we have operations in Abuja, we have operations in Enugu. We have a very massive office in Enugu. In fact, our office in Enugu is big, right? We'll finish building it and it has a very good place with swimming pool and all those. Yeah. We don't joke with our staff. I mean, we don't play with them. Then we have operations in Ghana. And last year we opened our operation. We flagged off our operations in Ethiopia and in Dubai. Then we also have a virtual office in India. So Tennessee is actually a massive institution, and we've been able to do a lot within a very short period. Right? Tennessee is less than 1 decade, and we've done a lot. At the group, I mean, at Tennessee alone, the Tennessee professional alone does an average of 6 billion every year. Just the IT arm of the company. Now, I'm not talking about the private estates, the other interests. Just Tennessee alone, Tennessee, Nigeria alone, does 6 billion every year, right? So, and our aim is to build an empire, a business empire, right? That will employ people in their thousands, hundreds of thousands, and I mean, we're not very far from actualizing that. And also be a platform that can give back to society, right? Help as much people as we can. We're not greedy. We're only aggressive, but we're not desperate, right? So we want to create a lot of value and a lot of funds to be able to help. I mean, people are suffering, and that's actually what motivated setting up Genesis. Because one of our major line of businesses under Tennessee Professional is providing services for the universities, the tertiary institutions. So we have over 30 tertiary institutions currently on our platform that will provide different kinds of services for we automate their registration, their bursary and finance process, their results and their transcript and all those admission and we do all those things for them. UNN is one of the schools. ICT one of the schools. Then Futo, one of the schools. We have a lot of them, about 30 of them. Some of them universities, some of them polytechnics, and some of the college of education, right? And So what actually gave birth to Genesis was the fact that when we go there, we provide a lot of services for these guys, and they get excited and they want to work for Tennessee. The students, they want to work for Tennessee, and we have very little. We don't have enough space to take all of them. So what we now did was, okay, instead of waiting, picking only 3 people, 5 people from each school, let us set up a tech hub where we can start training them, and it has been running for years.
All right, so tell us about the Enugu events and everything that happened.
Yeah, the Genesis Ignite. The event is one of the biggest tech events in the East, and I have reasons for saying that, right? The singular reason why we set up that event was to create awareness of what we are doing, to help more people. Let me give you an example. I went to ICT and I studied electrical electronics engineering. I graduated in 2003, and I came to Lagos. I did my NYSC 2005-2006. Yeah? But I'll tell you this: when I came to Lagos from Enugu, I was excited. I was a very good guy, very brilliant student, and people say, okay, you are intelligent and everything. But when I came here, I discovered that I was a local champion, right? All the professional exams, ICT professional exams that my contemporaries were taking, nobody in the East knows about them then. We didn't even know about Cisco, about Microsoft exam, Oracle exam, and the rest of them. And that's why you see a lot of people from the East. They will come in, submit their CV, right? And they don't get job. They say that because they don't know people. No. The challenge is that the people they are competing with are ahead of them. So what we are trying to do now is to move all these guys, the Oracles of this world, the IBM of this world, the Cisco of this world, the Microsoft of this world, we move them back to that East, not because we are Igbos, but because that part of the country, they are deprived, ICT-wise. They don't have all the information they're supposed to have. So we are trying to set up, academies there where people can come and learn, probably at a very minimal cost. But now we are doing it free of charge. They don't pay. In fact, we pay them. We pay them, give them lunch, have buses that take them in and out of the place currently. But by the time the number increases, we might not, unless we get grants and funds from World Bank and the rest of them, and they are currently picking interest in what we are doing, then we can do it free. We don't want to make money from it. It's a way of giving back to society, right? So the event is massive. I mean, it was massive. A lot of dignitaries were there. The former Senate President Ken Namani, the current Minister for ICT, he was there. The current EVC for NUC, Governor, Enugu State Governor, he was there. His Excellency, and a lot of media houses. They over 1,000 young people, right, from various parts of the East. They also came for that meeting. And the high point of that meeting was when we gave the award, a prize award, to three different young people, that came up with very excellent solutions, so that they can go and incubate and turn that solution to business. And we gave them $30,000.
About the Enugu event and everything, details of what happened.
Right, and this event is going to be an annual event. We hope to have another one this year, and I believe that we're going to work together when the time comes for that. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Okechukwu, for your time. We do appreciate it.
My guest on the show today is an ICT expert and Executive Director of Business Services and Operations at Tennessee Professionals. We have x-rayed issues, development and prospects in the ICT sector in 2017 going forward. And that wraps the show today on Business Trends. I am Tolu Ajayi. Share with us your thoughts, views and comments using our social media platform right there on your screen. Do take care of yourselves. Bye for now.